Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach.
And I'm Mac.
And today we're giving our first impressions of the Castles of Burgundy Special Edition, which is...
Didn't we just essentially play Castles of Burgundy?
Yes, we pretty much played the Castles of Burgundy, which I've actually played a handful of times or more before.
Wow.
Only once in person, and the rest have been on either the app or a phone app, and then also on Board Game Arena as well. So, and you had never played it before.
No, I'd never
So it was brand new to you.
Brand spanking new.
Yes, so I knew it was a game that I liked, but I wasn't, the biggest fan of the original edition, and Taylor also had it, so I was like,
Okay.
I don't know, with the availability of the app and stuff, whether or not it was needed, but then I saw this edition, which was
the ante.
What, 20x more in cost? I don't know what it was. I'm sure.
Then the app?
Well, I don't even know what the app is.
Better not have been a $2.99 game.
No, I did not get all. Probably would have been if I had gotten the acrylic tiles and the animal tiles, but I just got the special edition with none of that extra added stuff. But I was tempted by the acrylic tiles. The animal tiles seemed a little over the top.
Wow, even for you to say.
But yeah, so I was excited once I saw this one. Actually, never ended up getting any shipping notification at all that it had shipped or whatever. So I was,
the box showed up on the front door while you were gone, and it was plastered with Castles of Burgundy all over it. I was like, I guess we got Castles of Burgundy.
Yes, but yeah, I was excited, and yeah, what were your thoughts? I'm assuming you weren't as excited. You just saw a big box. Bad.
I was like, oh no, another one that won't fit on this shelf.
That is one thing. It is a big box.
I know, but I didn't know anything about Castles of Burgundy. I think you said it was a tile placement game, which doesn't mean a whole lot to me. Just because everything is tile placement. I feel like in Euro games. But, you throw a castle in France on the theme, and you've got my attention, so...
Especially now with this version, which has some little castle miniatures.
I didn't even know those were in there. I hadn't
I guess I don't... When they're selling the version afterwards, I'm assuming the special edition is going to have at least 16 of them in there. But yeah, you could go all out and get even more, but I did not do that. So that definitely adds to the experience of a Euro game versus just the little disc.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we played our first game of it. We actually played 3 players. Abby played as well. She seemed to like it quite a bit, which
I think I was
a little surprised.
Yeah, she's always a little bit wary of Euro games, I think. But we watched Rodney Smith's How to Play It YouTube, and she watched it, and I think she felt like it looked like simple enough, it's like step after step after step. It's not like all of the things all at once kind of an idea, and so I think she was like, yeah, I'll play it, and you throw a castle theme at her and she's interested. So
she liked the artwork, I think, quite a bit. I think that pulled her in a little.
Yeah, so I think I just seeing the weight of it, that it wasn't maybe too complex, drew her in. So
But yeah, so I ended up, like I said, I've only played it once in person before, and that was the first time I'd ever played it, so I had no idea of how to play at all. So I just remember that's when I played with Taylor, and I just remember that being a really long experience, because it was kind of in the middle of the night, sort of,
you
too.
You guys both get analysis paralysis.
Yeah, so that was...
Which there's not even that much to analyze.
It didn't feel as smooth as now playing it here. I'm like, wow, this is great. It was one of the best games of it I'd had. So, I'm excited to play it some more. I definitely liked it a lot. And I think this edition had some things in it that I think everything seemed to work really well. Like they have this, so the player board's double layered, and you kind of can... I think there like 20 some different maps that you can try, which I've in my limited plays of the Castle of Burgundy, I've only ever played with like the one map. So it'll be interesting to see how those actually make things different. But then on top of that, they've got like a little, I don't know, plastic thing that keeps the tiles kind of in place. I think that worked a lot better than I thought it was.
I
wasn't
stellar.
sure.
It didn't
I wasn't
slip
sure how it
around
was
or
going to work.
nothing.
But yeah, that was
They
done
got
almost
it
perfectly.
snug in there.
Yes. I was wondering if that could...
And then you just drop your tiles in. They go, whoop, and they stay there forever.
Yeah, exactly. I was wondering if that could work for another game, but then I couldn't think of any game that needed that. So, but yeah, I thought the production on everything seemed to work. It didn't seem like anything was like overproduced in a way that made it like, I don't know, harder to play with than if it had just been kind of done. So I think it all made things almost easier.
Yeah,
in a way.
I agree. I think the production was top notch on that baby.
Except you did have a comment about the drawstrings on the baggies were not your favorites.
Right. The baggies are beautiful. This nice leather material. They got a nice little embossment on them. And then they have just like, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about as soon as I say it, but it's like that black, like plastic, but looks like silk, like rope that you would get at like summer camp or like somewhere at the library when you're doing a free arts and crafts, and that stuff does not stay tied, and it just is, I don't know why people use it. It's terrible string. And they were coming apart, so you gotta tie them, and I'm like, I know they're not gonna stay, I don't know why I bother.
Right.
So I was like, oh man, why did they use that? But you know, you gotta cut costs somewhere.
Right.
And you don't really need to draw the strings on the bag, so no bother.
That's fair. But yeah, that's probably the one thing that we use. There's some content we didn't use, like for some of the expansion stuff. So I guess I'm not sure how that works yet. But yeah, out of everything else, it seemed like that all worked really well and was well produced. And yeah, it was a really, really good experience. This probably brings, I don't know, before I played this round of it, I was probably at maybe like a 7.58, and this probably brought me up like a full point to like an 8.5 to 9.
Wow.
I'm liking it.
It's amazing what winning
Excites
can
me.
do for you.
Wow. It had nothing to do with the winning.
Sure. Yeah.
How about you? How much do you want to get this one back to the table? I feel like that's more of your scale. Like, how excited are you to actually play it again?
Yeah, I would say that this would be one I would bring back to the table sooner rather than later. There are some that I learned, I'm just like, you know what, I'm just not going to mention that game ever again, and we'll see if he brings it up. And then there are ones where I was like, no, that was good, I'd like it. And I think with, like, we talked about it after the game, but this is one where I feel like you improve the more you play it, because you get a better sense of the tile types and, you know, just kind of how it all works and whatever. And so I think, it would probably just grow in my estimation of it over time, especially now with all the player mats and variants and everything. There's probably a lot of replayability. So
yeah, I think so. I'm very pleased with the production value, and this is, like I said, this doesn't even include all, like, you could go even higher with the acrylic tiles and all that stuff. Yeah. And maybe that would make it even better, but I think this is already pretty good. Yeah. So.
And I think too, like, we play a lot of this Euro game, right? I mean, and a lot of times, to me, they start to feel like very samey, like you're doing this to, you know, whatever. And this one didn't feel like it, like, was samey, like others have felt recently. And so I was like, I don't know what makes it stand apart. I think it might be the die action, because, like, it's not like a set thing that you get to do. It's just like, you know, it is, you know, tile placement and lots of point scoring. But that's
what Stefan Feld's all about. Yeah. The designer.
Yes.
Point salad games.
I liked that a lot. It's very rewarding. And can be very crushing when you lose.
But next time. Yeah. Next time, now that you have a little better feel.
You guys aren't getting all the mines and castles this time.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, so if you want to get a better look at some of the components in this edition of it, we'll have an unboxing video that I go through all the different doodads in the whole game and the great artwork.
The widgets.
So you can take a look at that. But otherwise, I hope to see you there. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.